Welcome back to Sussex Farms for episode 20 with me, MrSealyp. I thought we'd start with a contract. A transport job. This is from SUSSEX. How cool is that? We are transporting beer. Always a good thing to transport. Better to drink. Kids, if you're watching, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a slippery slope. Right, let's put beacons on the back. Let's grab some of this. We need to build our money back up again, we really do. So whilst I'm showing this one, I thought I'd show this one because I haven't done a one from here before. I just thought I'd, and then any others I do, I'll do off screen. Although the crates all seem to have been put down at a bit of an angle, so what I'm going to do is tidy these up a little bit. We'll load them up using my favourite tool. This is such a cool bit of kit, I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, that's that bit done. Hopefully it's not going to pick them all up together, so if I can twist that way a little bit, get them away, there we go. That might work a little bit better. Right, so if I do this one like that, let's clip on, and away we go. This, I think, did I say it was going to the garden centre? I'm sure I did, didn't I? Well, that swung a bit wildly. Right, so we've got work to do today on the fields. We've got fertilising to do. We're going to get ourselves a muck spreader, not buy one, I think we're going to lease one. We've got a load of manure from the cows, which although they're not producing milk or anything yet, they are being productive because that is giving us something. And then they'll be cultivating maybe, and what I'm thinking of doing, if we check on this menu right here, and we go to our seeding, if you look at the top, we've got our planting again, for wheat, barley, oats. If we go down, canola, and right to the bottom we could do oilseed radish and poplar if we wanted to. I'm going to do canola, probably in all of them apart from the field that had canola in, which I think was field 8. I'm going to probably put wheat or barley in that. The problem I've got is I need to break this cycle, so what we'll need to do is maybe leave one field fallow, and then in spring we'll plant something else, like I suppose, oh no, I can't do sunflowers, can we? Sunflower or soybean we'll do next. The corn's in, but we won't be able to harvest that now until next spring. Oh no. There was me saying, oh, I'm such an idiot. Hopefully it will grow in time. It won't, will it? Because there's no... Oh, no. Well, we're cutting things fine with the snow. Anyway, regardless of that, let's get this done. And then we'll crack on with the field work, because that needs sorting. Good for what ails you. Right. Let's come over a little bit. That should be alright about there. Drop those off. Now what I'll do is strap there, strap there, strap there, put one on there, and then when I put this in the back I'll strap this down to stop it moving, and we'll be absolutely golden, and we'll get to the garden centre and we'll offload. There are quite a few fertilising contracts, some paying out very well. The fields are rather large, so it might be a case of it's that investment of investing the fertiliser, because what you make in the actual contracts more than covers the fertiliser you purchased. So, right, there we go, we are strapped down. I'll put the beaker on that as well. Engine off. Nice. Put that up. And let's go. We can actually cut... Can we cut through? there's not actually a road on this bit first of all, but if we cut across the grass here we can get onto the path here and we're good. Right, I'll see you up there in a second. It does actually look a little bit better if you put them this way because the straps go around both rather than that you get that one that doesn't quite catch. So if you do it that way, let's drop that down a little bit further like that, it kind of straps through both sets of pallets. Just, I don't know, it just looks a little bit better. I know the weight would be way off, it would be ridiculously heavy and you wouldn't be able to do it with this, but for the purposes of what most people are likely to do when they're playing, and I say most, not everyone, let's drop that down and disconnect. Transport finished, contract done. So let's jump on there, collect our 12 grand. Field 23, field 41, field 23, where's field 23? $21, $24, $20, huh? Oh, it's baling. Oh no, wrong contract I was looking at. I suddenly thought that's a lot of money, but it's baling, don't want to do that. There's one there for, oh, bakery transport, 17 grand. Then we've got a fertilising job on field 2 for 17. So, field 24, 16 grand. Field 24, that's that big one there. So what I can do, I'm thinking is, I'll do the bakery contract on my way back. Then we'll pick up one of these ones for the big fertiliser. I think we've got one field 41 as well. While the Lamborghini's doing that, I can then get on with doing the jobs I need to repurposing the fields. So I'm still making money whilst I'm doing the other job as well. That's what we'll do. So let's grab the bakery one. We'll do that. Where's that to? Bakery to Spa. So it's kind of on my way back. I'll say kind of on my way. What I might do is whiz up to the store with all this equipment and buy some pallets of fertiliser. So what we'll do bakery Spa up to the store, buy some fertiliser pallets, load them onto this, take that back to the farm, and then we can load up the fertiliser spreader and get some more contracts done. That is not a bad idea actually. Right, that's what we're going to do now. I'll tell you what, these fertiliser pallets have got a bit of heft to them. We're almost at tipping point. Right, let's put that down there. I'll do that for a minute. Right, catch onto that, engine off. While we're up here, we'll sort out the muck spreader. I need one, I'll put two straps over that one. I think I've missed on that one and that one. Okay, that's fine. Right, so I've got 4 fertiliser pallets. That should be enough to do 2-3 fertilising contracts. So for the cost of about 10 grand, we then can make about 40. So, you know, well worth doing. Always has been the fertilising jobs. If you're looking at doing contracts, in-game contracts especially, to make a bit of money, investing in fertilising equipment is the way to go. So, equipment. I think I did a mod review on this recently. There are a couple I wanted to look at that I was thinking about using. We're going to go with the muck spreader. I was thinking about using that, the TSW 6240 that came out recently, that was part of the Agritechnica gear. It's 25,000 litre capacity, but then we also got this, the Lizard L200, which is 20,000 litre capacity. I just fancied using that. That's the side chute one, isn't it? That's only a 12 metre spread, the other one's 24, so it's going to take me a bit longer, but I just fancied using this. I don't know. I suppose it's pretty plain, isn't it, compared to the other one. 2,040 to lease that. This one's a bit more pricey. Double the price to lease that, but look at that though, that's pretty good looking, isn't it? You know what, let's go with that. We're making money on contracts, so as far as the leasing cost goes, we can swallow that up. That's not a problem. So I'll send up the class to collect that. We'll load that up with manure, and we'll get as many fields as we can done with how much manure we've got. and then we might have to revert to using the fertiliser. But yeah, that's a lovely bit of kit. That loads of detail on there. Anyway, right, let's get this back. Let's crack on. Honestly, can't remember how much fertiliser I've still got in the fertiliser spreader, so I thought I'd buy some more. If I've already got a load in there, then this will always go into storage. Right, I've grabbed the Bergman TSW. The fertilising is now underway on field 24, which is right over there somewhere. So those contracts, fertilising contracts, we'll be picking up and doing as we go. It just makes more sense. What I will do, we'll go into the larger pile first. I think we'll bring around the wheel loader, load this up, and we'll get cracking on fertilising. I'm going to fertilise first, and then the fields need ploughing, we'll plough it in. That gives us another state, which means we could then fertilise again, which potentially we might do. I don't think slurry, because the cows aren't producing it, probably should have gone the other side, but doesn't really matter. That'll do. I know it won't be in the right position, but let's go and grab this. We've got over 80,000 litres of the stuff, so we should get a few fields done. I don't think field 38, our big field, will get enough to do, say, all of that. Some of that maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All natural. Let's crack on. Right. Now, we could sell this, like I say, at the biogas plant, we could sell it, and then with the money buy fertiliser. It just depends how you want to do it, but I thought, you know what, I haven't done muck spreading for a little while, so why not? This holds 25,000 litres, so we are doing alright. I'm actually quite surprised how many cows we've got? 42, haven't we? How much manure they're producing. It's rather impressive. A little bit more and we'll be full. There we go. Right, let's get this thing cracking, shall we? 24 metre spread. We'll do field 11 first, because then what I'm going to do is plough that, because that needs ploughing. So I'll grab the Fiat Agri with the plough and we'll get on with that straight away. Fantastic, right. Oh, this feels heavy. We can actually go straight across now. We haven't got any crops in there. Probably going to buy the other 2 fields to make up the 4 here, because they're not too expensive. And that one's actually got... Actually, what's that got in it? Oh, more barley. No, that's... Oh, potatoes. Oh, do I want potatoes? Probably not. Now with this one I'm going to go across the field, simply because it might be a little bit easier than the weight going up the hill. So if we go across, that might work. I'm just trying to think. 24 metre spread is going to put me about here. Is that about right? Maybe. So let's open it up. So we've gone a little bit shallow, haven't we? Fantastic. It's actually getting through this fairly quick. Oh, how have I missed a bit? That's annoying. We'll come back and tidy that up. Right, so while this is carrying on, what I'll do, we'll go and grab the Fiat Agri with the plough. We'll get that over. That can start ploughing on here. And technically what I can then do after it's ploughed, I could fertilise again, because you're changing the ground state. If the ground state changes, it should then take another load of fertiliser if I wanted to. So potentially I could. So this load's only going to do this field, isn't it? What we are at 42%, 41%, and drop in one more pass. We'll clear the field. I don't know. We've got a load, so we should have a problem doing the other 2 fields as well. Like I say, it's missed a couple of bits here and there, but nothing too drastic. Swing that round, and boom. Brilliant. Just go and reload actually. I don't really want to go, actually if I go crossways, I'm just thinking I don't really want to go do an entire strip. If I come across this way, just blip it on and off like that. Oh, it's a small amount. It really probably won't make much difference in the grand scheme of things, but just to ensure coverage, you see. Fantastic. What I will do then, I'll start on the next field, and when we run out, we'll refill. Seems daft going back with some, doesn't it? We'll start at the top of the field, give ourselves a bit of room. I'm pleased we decided to do this. Just feels right somehow. Right, close that. I'm going to go and refill. Now it did say work had finished. Work has finished. Oh no, 96% complete, so it hasn't finished. It fibbed. Right, we'll go and check, see what it's missed, and then we'll finish that off. But the worker has stopped. We're at 96% complete on that contract. Right. I'll sort both these out. I'll go and refill this, and I'll go and check on the worker, and we'll get that going again. And I'll send, actually, you know what I will do before I do that, let's send this out. You can get that cracking away at the ploughing. Excellent. Right, we are reloaded. Ready to go again. Let's crack on with that. Right, so where do we stand? Ploughing is almost done actually over there on field 11. We've finished contracts on, we're now on field 39, but we have done contracts on field 24 is done, field 41 I've just done and completed, and we're now just partway through field 39. There is a contract for field 2, so I'm gradually working my way through. That one pays out quite well as well, so that'll be 4 contracts done on those fields for fertilising. Yeah, we're looking alright. Very pleased. I think we'll get this field done, probably the one next to it too. and then we probably will have some fertiliser to start on field 38, which is good. I was thinking what we could do is take the truck and trailer, or lorry and trailer, over to the livestock market and get a full load of 79,000 litres. So we could do all of the fields with manure on this first pass. It's not expensive to buy. A full load will only be a couple of grand, I reckon. Although getting it all over there to field, I suppose I could take it in the lorry and dump it by the side of the field and then take the wheel loader over to keep reloading this. That is the option, I suppose, but just enjoying doing a bit of muck spreading for a change. Well, that missed a little bit. Why did that miss a little bit? Turn it on. There we go. Swing that round. Perfect. I don't think this field needs ploughing, but I might do it anyway, just because, like I say, it will give us another ground state, so I could get another load of fertiliser down before I even put any seed in the ground. It's an option. Oh no, doing this sort of tells me, now we're down to 45% in there, that we're probably not going to have enough to do the whole of the next field, are we? That's a bit frustrating. Not to worry. But we are field prepping, that's the main thing. Do I put in a winter crop, or do I leave them? I mean, I could prep them all now and then leave them, and then actually, you know what, I'll go the other way, and then we could just replant in the spring, which means we could put in any crops we want, because realistically putting them in during the winter, there's a risk they could die, they could freeze, we could have all sorts of problems, and they're not going to be ready to harvest until late summer, early autumn anyway. So do we just leave it? It's a gamble, isn't it? Could do it that way round. So we prep all the fields now, get them ready to go, plough them over, and then not plant until spring. Oh, I don't know what to do for the best. It'd be different if doing them now. I don't want to go through the hedge. If planting now guaranteed us like a spring harvest, but it doesn't, and that's what we found with the winter crops we bought. We're only harvesting them now, late summer. So it didn't actually gain us anything by doing it early, or doing a winter one, so I don't know. Lots of decisions to make. Lots of decisions to make. It's the one thing seasons definitely brings is there's a load more to consider, you know, so much more intricate. And like we said right from the word go, even making all the decisions and making some right, some wrong, you're going to make mistakes. It still doesn't guarantee success. Even if you do it all and it all works as it should do, something can still go wrong. We're getting these withered patches and stuff all over the place. Right, I'm going to move the plough over. Let's get on with ploughing field 8. Like I said, it doesn't need doing, but I just think, why not? At least it's done. Just finished the contract on field 39. I've just taken on the contract on field 2. Realised the fuel tank is, well, I'm just under a half, so I thought I'd fill it up. Just as a reminder, or if you didn't know, I just thought I'll just do it because I'm going to refuel anyway. Refueling the petrol station, you can't buy fuel at the petrol station. I know people have been unsure in the past. If we look on the map just here, we can buy fuel up here, buy the free lime and sweet potato. You buy your fuel here and you can take it to Plumpton Farm or to here, and when you unload it, you can unload it. You can sell it if you want to, but you can unload it here. This unloads into the storage tank, and then what you do is, if we disconnect our trailer for the time being, like so, we can then come in here, and over in the corner is a fuel tank or fuel pump, so we can refuel. So we do want diesel. There's only 5,000 litres left in there, but that's plenty. Now, if you've got bigger vehicles to refuel, you can do it at Plumpton Farm. So you go and fill up at Plumpton Farm, put the fuel in, and then you've got an outdoor one, I think, so you can get bigger vehicles refueled up there. Or, of course, there are loads and loads of modded placeables for fuel pumps, fuel tanks, fuel everything. So you can pretty much refuel anything you want. So I'm just going to whiz this up to field 2. We'll get cracking on there. I don't think that field's going to be long before it's going to be ready to harvest, actually, field 6. I don't know why I put more wheat in that. I thought I'd need a lot more straw, and I'm up to almost 500,000 litres now, so maybe it wasn't such a good call putting wheat in that. Actually, I've got that on still a wide track. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going up to field 2, get this going, refill the manure spreader, and yeah, we're going to carry on turning our fields. Right, muck spreader has been moved over now to field 38. I was checking on my stores to see what I had, and weirdly I've got 79,000 litres, which is a full load of manure in storage, which I have no recollection of putting in here, but I must have done at some point. I just don't remember doing it. Where are we? Manure, 79,000 litres. I honestly don't remember. Now, contract on field 2 is now done, so we're up to 218,000. We've done alright on those few contracts. There are 3 or 4 knocking around at the moment for about 6 grand a pop, so I could pick up some more of those. But what I've done is bought over the fertiliser spreader, because I'm going to try now on field 11 to put another load of fertiliser down. And then I could potentially, because I've ploughed, I could then cultivate it if I wanted to. So I want to try and get as many fertilising states down before I even put any seed in the ground. Just think as kind of field prep goes. Now I'm taking this over to field 38. This I'm going to dump on the ground, and I've also thought of something which I've just leased, which is going to help refill the muck spreader. Again, in theory. So ploughing is now underway on field 7, which did need ploughing. Field 8 didn't, but I just did it as a matter of course. So I'm going to drive this over. We'll unload this in a second. I'll go and grab the piece of equipment I'm going to use. And yeah, I'll reset everything. I'll probably show you in a second, hopefully, putting our second fertilising state on our fields. But I'm going to go and unload this onto the ground. Because obviously I can't, without bringing the wheel loader over, which I suppose I could do. I could just dump it on the ground and use the wheel loader as I have done before, because I'm going to have to bring a vehicle over anyway. But again, I just thought it's something a bit different, isn't it? Something I haven't tried before or used before. So what should happen now, because I've done the first fertilising state with manure, then ploughed, I've changed the ground state, which means it will now take normal fertiliser, which will give me the second fertilising state. Potentially I could come along and then cultivate it to give myself a level seed bed, which you don't have to do, and I could then potentially again fertilise it, because I've changed the field state in essence. So what I'm going to do now is go over all the fields a second time, so I'll have my second fertilising state, and then I'll probably wait until we've seeded and then I'll do the third one, I think. Or I could actually fertilise when seeding this time. I could do that as an option. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure this was all working as it should, and it is. Ploughing is still continuing over on field 7. The muck spreader has just run out of muck on field 38, so I'm going to try out what I was intending. I've unloaded the 79,000 litres onto the ground, but in leasing the piece of equipment I intended to lease, I've just looked at it and think it might be too short. I know it seems a bit cryptic, but it depends if it's cryptic. Again, I might have well put it in the thumbnail, in which case it's not cryptic in the slightest. If it works, then it's in the thumbnail. If it didn't work, then it won't be in the thumbnail. Well, unfortunately it didn't work. I tried the new auger pipe, the mobile one, and it will work, it should work. Problem is, I happened to pick the Bergman, which is very high-sided, so the pipe only came up to about there. I just couldn't get it to work. Had I picked probably any of the other ones, well, unless it's an IT runner one maybe, but a lot of the ones that are lower sided, it would have worked no problem at all, and I could have just augered off the ground straight into it. I could do it with the conveyor belt. They've got the pickup conveyor belts now as well. But for what I'm going to be doing, I just thought I'll bring over the wheel loader then. So what I did with the wheel loader was brought over a full bucket from the pigs, and then there's the 79,000 litres that's here on the floor. So I'll just carry on as I was doing. What I've also done, I've brought over the Fiat Agri wool with the case cultivator. So I ploughed all the other fields, because they were small fields fairly close to the farm. 2 of them needed ploughing anyway. This one, field 38, doesn't need anything doing to it, but if I cultivate it after I've done the muck spreading, I can then get another fertilising state on it. The cultivator's wider, it will take less time to do than ploughing it out, so that's what I'll be doing with that. So I'll probably see you when it's done, because in essence really I'm just muck spreading the same as I have been the rest of the episode. This is post-harvest prep work. I still haven't decided whether I am going to seed or whether I'm going to wait and seed in spring. I really haven't decided yet. I'll probably wait, because I've still got 2 fields to harvest. Potentially I've got a funny feeling the corn harvest isn't going to make it, in which case we'll be doing a silage harvest. The same thing with the hay. We could end up just collecting that as grass. Some of that I'll put into storage for feeding the sheep. The rest will be put into a bunker silo. I think that's the best bet. Weighing up all my options. I could have just driven the muck spreader backwards and forwards each time, but I just thought it makes more sense doing this. And because you can store manure in the silos here on Sussex Farm, I could have just driven this underneath the silo and collected it from there, but again, this is what you'd be doing out in the field, wouldn't you? So, I'm nearly there. This field is a fair sized field, so it's going to take a little while to do, but I was two and a bit strips, I think. I was going that way first, and then I'll do this bit later on, and you can just see the Fiat Agri. I haven't set it off yet, but I've done a strip across the back. I've got one and a bit. So we'll come down this strip until we get to where we finished. I've got further along than I thought. Did I do a full strip down here? Oh yeah, must have got to here then. So it was 2 strips and a bit. Thought I was going mad then. Open it up. And away we go. Right, we're on the last bit. And oh, that actually worked out pretty well. Right, let's close that. So the cultivating is continuing. Once cultivating is done, I'm going to run over it with the fertiliser. So we'll get our second fertilising state. That'll be all of our fields done. We're going to get weeds and stuff come through these if I leave them. I still haven't made my mind up what I'm going to do. We are waiting on 2 fields with crops. Animals with juice and births. Probably early autumn from the pigs, I would think. Looking at that, yeah. The hay situation, again, I've got till probably 6 AM. And then it's going to start raining again. So if I haven't got hay by 6 AM, I'm just collecting it and we're going to bunker silo it. I think that's the best thing we can hope for. 637 litres in this, I'm not too worried about. This will go back. That worked really well. I like this. The TSW, apart from, like I say, being high-sided meant the auger wouldn't work, but that's a minor thing for 25,000 litre capacity. That's a nice looking bit of kit and it worked really well. So what I'm going to do is load this all back into the trailer. What I was intending doing in this episode was muck spreading all of our fields and ploughing a couple. The fact we've ploughed 3 and we're cultivating the 4th, and we're getting a second fertilising state on there, that's a bonus. I wasn't anticipating doing that in this episode, but we've got it done. The wheel loader's doing its job marvellously. The high lift or high tip bucket on this, I love this. It's absolutely brilliant. Again, makes life so much easier. What I'll probably do, whatever I've got left, I'm going to take down to the biogas plant and sell this. I'm still baffled. I don't remember buying 79,000 litres and storing it. Maybe I did. Did I do it in an episode or did I do it off? I really just don't remember. Terrible. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode. Next episode, potentially some more harvesting. I may have enough, if I do a few more contracts, to buy a harvester. Buy our very own harvester. We'll see. See how that goes. And potentially as well, like I say, could have some new births on the farm. If I don't see you before tomorrow morning, then all has gone well. Well, actually, to be fair, it might not anyway. I might have to just collect up the grass. So I would imagine the next time I'm going to see you, I'm going to be doing hay or grass and putting it into a bunker silo. And it could well be night time while I'm doing that as well. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I hope you're still enjoying it. I hope you're following along. If you're sort of new to this, I would urge you to go back to the start of the Let's Play and watch from the beginning. It kind of makes more sense if you follow along kind of as we go, but it really doesn't matter. It's all good. If you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.